Good morning, children. Today we're going to start sets new chapter. Sets. What is a set actually? Have you know? I think in the sixth class we have done what is a set. You know very well. I think so. I don't know how many I've remembered. What is a set? Now we'll go with the definition part. Set. A well-defined collection of object is called a set. Now, what is this? So, especially a well-defined collection and an object. A well-defined collection of objects is called a set. Now, well-defined collection is nothing but exact. Means exactly. For example, specific uh, number of phones are 10. 10 number of phones are there. Means we have 10. It's an exact value, not number of phones. Number of phones means, so how many number of phones are there, we don't know how many number of phones are there. So that is called as well defined, means exactly we wanted the number. Now what is an object? In our mathematical language, everything in this universe, whether living or non-living, is called as an object. Means anything. It may be a rose, it may be a computer, it may be a children's, it may be a friend's, it may be table, pen, whatever it is called as an object. Now well-defined collection of objects means exact number of object is called as a set. Now example, a set of numbers from 1 to 10. So exactly a set of numbers from 1 to 10. 1 to 10, exactly they are. Means 10 numbers are there, 10 numbers are there, that's it. Now a set of smart students. A set of smart students. This cannot be done. Why? Because a set of smart students, where in the world, in the country, in the class, where it is. So it is not correct. It is not a proper set. Cannot be defined or measured. I have told you exact the meaning here. Now a set of generous people. Generous people where? In your locality, in the class, in your area, in the world, where? Nowhere. They have not specifically given the places there. Yeah. So there are relative terms. Means it's not a set. A set of all letters that comes after T. T after T is U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So these are the set of alphabets which comes after T. So which is coming after T and we are stopping there. That is the exact collection. Now more one example. Months in a year. We know that months in a year are 12. We know 12 only, that's it. Not more than that, not less than that. So you can be listed them. Whatever than it. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now short boys of your class. Short boys means height less. Less height boys are called as short boys. Short boys of your class. Now this is not a set. Short boys of your class. This is not a set. Why? Because how many number of boys are there in your class? We are not mentioning that. This many percentage of boys are there in the class. We are not mentioning that. Let's change the same question in another format. See, students whose height is less than 5 inch are short boys. Less than 5 inch means how many boys are there? So how many boys are there in your class which are having less than 5 inch height? So this is the proper set. Now students who have scored 70% and above in last term, means 70% and above in the last term in your class. Now collection of great people in the world. These are relative terms, means this is not a correct set. So smart, generous, great, these are called as relative terms. Now, representation of sets. So we have two types of sets, that is tabular method, this is also called as roster method. Rule method, this is also called as set builder form. Generally in the textbook we will be calling as roster method and set builder method only. The tabular method and ruler method we will be not considering, but this is the original names. You should know that what is a tabular method, it is also called as roster method. What is a rule method, is also called as set builder method. So coming to the tabular method now, that is nothing but roster method. A set of all letters in word mathematics. So A is equal to MATHEMATICS, means we are differentiating the letters here, not totally writing mathematics here, we are differentiating the letters. See, now here, what is the difference here and here? In a set, there should not be a repeated letters or repeated numbers. That's the reason I'm making non-repeating letters here. See, M is repeating, I'm writing only one time. A is repeating one time. T is repeating. C, non-repeating values I'm writing here. Now, a set of all the days in a week, B is equal to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so on. Not so on, only 7 days are there, that's it. So a set of colors in a row. We have 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. See, this is called as a roster form. They'll be giving a statement. With the help of the statement, we need to write in a rostered form. These are called as a rostered form. Is that clear, children? Now, coming to the ruler method or set builder method. Now, a set of whole numbers between 0 and 10,000. Now, A is equal to X. Be careful here. A is equal to, this is a flower bracket. A is equal to flower bracket open, X such that X, this symbol is called as such that, this symbol is called as a such that symbol, this one, this symbol is called as such that X, such that X belongs to W, that is nothing but whole number starting from 0 to 1000, 10,000 and close the flower bracket. Now, set of all letters in the word mathematics. See, it's only a mathematics. In the previous one, we have done the mathematics here. So, B is equal to, here A, B, C, whatever the alphabet, you can take it from A to Z. It's not compulsory that you have to take B here. It's not compulsory that you have to take A here. So, flower bracket open, X such that X is a letter of the words mathematics. Different types of sets. How many types of sets are there? Now we'll go in according to the definition parts. Now, first, finite set. What is a finite? Now, a set in which the process of counting of elements surely comes to an end is called a finite set. Now, we'll take an example now. The set of all natural numbers less than 100. A set of all persons on earth. Right. So, what you understood here? A set in which the process of counting of elements surely comes to an end is called as a finite, means a limited numbers, not a continuation numbers, limited numbers. See, a set of all natural numbers are there, but it should be less than 1000, means under 1000 only we can take the numbers, means 1 to 999, 999, 100 and, sorry, the numbers from 1 to 9, 9 and 9, because less than 1000 therefore no. So 1 to, why I have taken 1 here? Because it's a natural number. Natural number starts from 1. If I have taken whole number, then it becomes 0 here. Is that clear? Set, the set of all persons on the earth. All the persons are bole to men and women, childrens, everybody under the earth. Not the animals, not the birds, all that things. Now coming to the infinite. A set which is not a finite is called as an infinite, opposite to the finite. Now example, set of all natural numbers greater than 1000 means thousands, greater than means more than 1000. More than 1000, it is an infinite. We cannot count it. It will go on. The set of whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on, of all whole numbers. Understood? Now coming to this, empty or null set. Empty or null set, it is also called as void set also. A set having no elements at all is called an empty or null or void set. We denote it as phi. Simply is called as a phi. Empty set, that is nothing but. Note, in a roster method we denote it by two floor brackets. In between nothing is there. Nothing is there, that is nothing but it is called as an empty or null set or void set. Example, x says that x belongs to natural numbers where 2 is less than x and x is less than 3, that is nothing but 0. Singleton set. Singleton set. A set containing only one element is called a singleton set. A set containing only one element is called as a singleton set. Now we will be having a doubt. In a null set we have only two floor brackets. In a null set we have only two floor brackets like this. Nothing is there. This is an empty set. If we have one here, that means it is a singleton set, or two, whatever the alphabets or whatever it is, only one. Now example, x says that x is an even prime number is equal to 2. 2 is an only even prime number in the prime numbers. Is a singleton set. Now equal set. Two set A and B are said to be equal if every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A, and we write A equal to B. Now let's we take example. Let A is equal to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is a set A, and set B. X belongs to X. Sorry, X says that X belongs to I. I is nothing but it is an integer. Don't get confused. I is an integer. X square is less than 16. X square is less than 16. Now then clearly A equal to B. Now how it is it? How it is it? X square is less than 16. How? 1 square is 1 we have, right? Or x is equal to 0. 0 square is 0. 1 square is 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. That's the reason we have not taken 4 here. Be careful. These things are getting in the same way. -3 whole square is 9. -2 whole square is 4. -1 whole square is 1. 0 whole square is 0, which is less than 16. So element of means set of A is also having in set of B. That's the reason it's very clear that A equal to B. Now cardinal number. The number of distinct element contained in a finite set. Finite means limited set. A is called its cardinal number denoted by n of A. Now we'll take an example here. Example, let A is equal to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. then n of a is equal to 7. So here we are taking here minus 3 minus 2 minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2 3. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 7 numbers are there. Now equivalent set. Two finite set A and B are said to be equivalent if they have it's F, if they have the same number of elements, and we write A equivalent to B. Thus wherever n of A is equal to n of B, then we have A equivalent B. Now example, let A is equal to ABC and B is equal to 1 2 3. So then n of A is equal to n of B, that is equal to 3, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Therefore A is equivalent to B. Now disjoint set. Two sets having no elements in common are known as disjoint sets. Example, let A is equal to 1 2 3 1 2 3 5 7 and B is equal to 2 4 6 8 10. Here we are not seeing the cardinal numbers here. Then A and B has no elements in common, means common numbers it should be there, nothing, no numbers are common, no cardinal numbers are common here. Therefore A and B are disjoint sets. Overlapping set. Overlapping set. So two sets A and B are called overlapping sets if they have at least one element common in them. In the previous one it was not common, here it is a common. So let A be the set of five of first 5 prime numbers, and let B be the set of first 5 even numbers. Then A equal to C, first 5 prime numbers 2 3 5 7 and 11. B is an even natural numbers 2 4 6 8 10. Now what is the common here? 2 is the common. Clearly A and B have one element in common, namely 2. Hence A and B are overlapping set. So till here we have completed the definition parts very clearly, and you need to complete the first exercise total in your class book. After completing all this definition part in your class book, you need to complete the first exercise full. In the next class we'll be completing the next exercise, so that if you have completed this first exercise, it's okay. If you have any doubts regarding the sums, you can comment in the comment section only the question number, so that I can clarify in the next class. Okay children, I hope so you understood the definition part today very clearly. You can complete each and every sum, whatever the sums are there in your exercise. Okay children, thank you, have a nice day.